There's 6 people running for Georgia's Senate seat in District 18 for this special election. It's to replace John Kennedy, who had to resign to run for lieutenant governor. And we sat down with all 6 of them, and here's what they had to say about data centers. First up, Howard Allison says he's against them altogether.
Myself, I'm totally against it, even though I understand that there are tax incentives, but the major resources of our water supply, not to mention the smell and the noise of these data centers, and not just that, but doing away with the wildlife, having to find places to live and stuff.
Lamario Brown has concerns but wants smart regulations.
We don't need to just close the door on data centers, but we got to be smart about how we're actually implementing them into our system today and actually implement them in certain communities. Me as a farmer, I wouldn't want one of those data centers like right next to my farm, but I do realize that, my cause, versus the greater call for the other community, it's much bigger.
Lauren Daniel wants tighter regulation, no tax breaks.
I actually voted against the tax credits for the data centers during my time in the House. That was a hardline stance for me. I don't think that we should be giving tax credits to big corporations coming in and bringing stuff into our communities that people have overwhelmingly said they do not want. And so, number one, the tax credits need to go for these billion-dollar companies. But also, I think there are some regulations that could probably be put in place at the local level.
Stephen McNeil says not here.
I'd rather see these data centers stay in Atlanta, where there's already a giant industrial complex, so we can keep the character of our community the same. But on a statewide level, I would like to see these tax giveaways to these corporate businesses that are valued in the billions. See those were taken away so that they can stand on their own 2 legs without our assistance.
Nathan Warnock of Macon says we need to beat China in the AI race.
Those are going to come. We just need to make sure that we're proficient in how we do it and make sure that it's not affecting people, because the cost of their power bills does not need to go up. It needs to be, the data centers need to sustain these and make sure that they set up funds that are going to cover any excessive power bills that are come out. Not one nickel should be paid by the people in Georgia.
Eric Wilson wants to see companies carry their own weight.
Where I'm really focused is on the state level. As your next state senator, what I'll do is sponsor legislation or support legislation that others may sponsor to eliminate any incentives. We don't need to be incentivizing data centers. These are big corporations that are plenty capable of coming on their own, and they've demonstrated that, so we don't need to be incentivizing them.